What's up, world? I am Hannah Bowers, singer, songwriter, and coach, and today I have a creative check-in video for the month of April. If you're new here, this is a series that I dedicate to documenting my creative process and the wisdom that I have learned along the way of being an artist, walking the creative path. So last month, we talked about how I was choosing experience over accomplishment, and I really put that into practice in the month of April, which means I have no creative project updates, not because I wasn't motivated to, not because I didn't have the energy to, but because when I slowed down enough, being present with my emotions and my thoughts and what I was doing, it really made me question what it was that I really wanted. So this is what I want to talk about today in the video. This gray area experience, the confusion, the mystery, the uncertainty, and getting clear on what it is you really want. Intentionality is huge for me. I believe my time and my energy and my life are precious, and I don't want to waste it on anything that isn't fully for me and serving me. So that means before I take an action, I need to be super clear on my vision and my purpose before I commit to doing that thing. Hence why I wasn't doing many creative things, because I was taking some time to think about what my vision and my purpose was. There are some things that I've been working on consistently that I am clear on, like hosting the PAL Workday in Culver City once a month, where creative people of all kinds come together and work on projects and get to know each other and support each other. The PAL podcast that I work on and have been trying to do one podcast a month. This YouTube channel where I've been trying to do one video a month. Songs that no matter what, I'm always writing because I'm just a songwriter and a singer at heart, and it doesn't mean that I'm writing them with the purpose of releasing them, but I just love writing them. So these are the things that I have been consistently doing. But other than those things, I started wondering what came after that. What was coming from all of these things that I was doing? Where was I headed? Which is a very common question for us creative people. We're walking the path, we feel good about where we're going, and then we stop and we're like, wait, do we still feel good about where we're going? This has been like a nice walk, but like, where are we actually going? So I thought about it, and I talked to my friends about it, and I journaled about it, and I tried really, really hard to figure it out. Where am I going? But the truth is, I just didn't know. And I was forcing myself to know because I was terrified of not knowing. Because if I don't know where I'm going, then I can enter a huge existential spiral where I don't know why I'm doing literally anything that I'm doing, or who I am, or what my purpose is. And don't know if that happens to you. Maybe you relate, maybe you don't, but I think you probably relate to this core challenge of struggling to understand your meaning and purpose in your life. Whether you're creative or not, all humans have this. And as I kind of touched on last month, I have always gotten a huge part of my meaning from the big projects and big goals and big dreams that I was working on and working towards. If I feel like I don't have a big project that I am working on, then I feel like I've lost a sense of myself because I have put my identity in what I'm working on, which is then fueled by productivity and working really hard, as opposed to my identity being my sense of self, which is fueled by emotions and relationships and experiences, bringing us back to this idea of experience over accomplishment. So while it's important to commit to our projects and make them authentic, we need to remember that the project does not define our sense of self. The sense of self and everything along with it, the experiences, the emotions, the relationships, drive the project. It's the little things that fuel the big ones. So this month, I started focusing on the little moments and the little things and tried finding my meaning and purpose in that. So then, HB, what did you do this month? I celebrated my 28th birthday, which was on the day of the PAL Workday, which ended up being very cute because then everybody found out it was my birthday and everyone was getting along so well that we all went out to dinner afterwards to celebrate, and it was the cutest thing that I could never have planned, but it was exactly what I wanted for my birthday. And that's just the magic of the PAL Workday and the PAL community. I went to Ojai for the very first time with my girlfriend, and we absolutely fell in love with the place. The people, the shops, the nature, the meditation center, the honey tasting. I've become obsessed with honey lately since then. I went to Disneyland with my girlfriend and my parents, which was a very wholesome experience. And I met an internet friend in person that I have been talking to on Instagram for the past 6 or 7 years. We get along so well. We're a big fan of each other's art. He's also a musician, and he's a street photographer, and he also has a YouTube channel. We have a lot in common. His name is Nick, He's really rad. So looking back on that month, I think it was incredibly well spent and allowed me to find this richer sense of what life is and can be and what I want it to look and feel like. The biggest gift that I think it gave me was the practice of letting go, of needing to know what's next, forcing me to be incredibly present with my life. And in practicing that, you learn that you're allowed to take your time and you relieve yourself of this pressure to hurry and feel like you need to be the most productive. You need to get on Forbes 30 under 30. And if you're not the most famous and the richest and the most well-known at the earliest time possible, then you're a failure. We go through seasons of productivity and rest and creativity and inspiration. And we need both of these energies in order to be a person. We need to just live life and remember that art comes from living life. Art is inspired by living life. We can't force ourselves to always be in the same season, if you will. We have to learn to truly love and embrace each one. And when it comes down to it, it actually feels a little bit better to just let go and accept how things are, even if they're not how you think they should be or how you want them to be, because that feeling of resistance is so uncomfortable and it's coming from inside of you. It's coming from you not accepting what this is. So the moment that you accept what this is, even if it is uncomfortable, it is going to be more comfortable than resisting it, because then you have the discomfort of resistance and the discomfort of reality that's gonna be there no matter what. Because here's the thing about feelings, right? You can't just decide not to feel them. And maybe you can think that you're getting away with it if you're like, no, I'm going to distract myself all the live long day and not actually feel my feelings and disguise it with things that just make me feel good and always hunt for the next thing that's gonna make me feel good so I never have to feel bad. Joke's on you, you can't live that way because the feelings inside you need to be felt. And if they're not felt or they're not expressed, they're not let go of, they're not processed, they stay inside of you. And then they can be unleashed at very inappropriate and weird and inopportune times. And then you're like crying in front of someone that's like really embarrassing to cry in front of, like, I don't know, the Trader Joe's employee that's trying to hit on you. This is not a real story. That did not ever happen to me. So those are your options. You can feel your feelings how they actually are, or you can cry at Trader Joe's. I don't make the rules up. And what happened for me last month when I embraced where I was at and I made peace with it, even though it was very uncomfortable and even though I had to sit with myself in those moments of, what is your meaning? What is your purpose? What are you actually doing? Like, why don't you know the answers? This is really stressful. This is really scary. And I was just like, I hear you. And then just sit with that. It did allow those feelings to pass. And I found peace and I found joy. And ultimately, I found clarity at the end of all of it. I also want to recognize that there is a balance to this. I, Hannah Bowers, am the type of person that will be too self-disciplined and push myself too hard and stress myself out too much. I will overdo. I am at that extreme of the spectrum, but the other side of the spectrum exists too. Maybe you don't have the energy or the motivation to get anything done, and you feel really existential about that. You know, we both deal with the same things and we're on different extremes of the same productivity spectrum. So what I'm promoting in this video is to let go and to trust and to slow down, because that is what was good for me, being this type of person that usually does the opposite a little too much. So if you're on the other end of that spectrum, you know, maybe you could benefit from something that is pushing yourself a little bit harder. And I'm happy to speak on that too and give tips and advice for people in that place too. But I just wanted to clarify that, because I don't want to give you this advice of, hey, don't do anything, just take it easy, take it super chill, and have that be enabling something in you that is actually not healthy. So I don't know what it's like to be you. I don't know your tendencies and your patterns and your beliefs and your behaviors are, but I'm just sharing mine in the hopes that it gives you some perspective on your own. So on that note, how do you know if you need more self-discipline or more gentleness? Well, first of all, as I said, we need a little bit of both, and we need a little bit of both every day. Maybe your morning routine is super productive. Maybe it's really chill and calm. Maybe it's spiritual. Maybe it's different every single day. For me, it's different every day, because when I wake up every day, I feel different. So the key to knowing what you really need is understanding how you really feel. So if you're in a place where you're trying to decide what's next for you, and that could be in life on a long-term scale, that could be you don't know what to do with the rest of your day. Whenever you're in a moment where you're not sure what to do next, and instead of rushing to the next thing on your to-do list or thinking about who you need to text back or wondering what's trending on social media and how you should change your whole approach to your creative project to fit that. Instead of looking externally to guide your actions, practice looking internally. When you finish work or you finish a task, you finish a conversation with a friend, take a moment to just pause, stop, be still, breathe, and ask yourself, how do I feel? And then try to name any and all emotions and physical sensations. And then based off the answers to those questions, ask yourself, what is this feeling telling me that I need? Do I feel really tense and my shoulders are all the way up here and my mind is moving a mile a minute and that feeling is telling me that I need to drop my shoulders and I need to take a deep breath and I need to go on a walk outside and regulate my nervous system? Is my disappointment in something telling me that I need to take a moment to reflect on what went wrong and see what I learned from that experience? Is my excitement telling me that I am doing a great job at whatever it is I'm doing and I need to keep that up? This practice can be very uncomfortable if you're not used to sitting alone with yourself or looking at your emotions or feeling them at all for more than 60 seconds. But oh my God, is it truly life-changing? This is a time to create a relationship with yourself and understand yourself on such a deep level. And that self-awareness is the foundation on which you can build the life of your dreams. Our feelings are the ultimate guides for knowing what to do next. My frustration with the very loud airplanes that are circling above every moment of recording this video is telling me that I need to take a deep breath and pause before I continue recording this video. You can always ask a friend or consult your tarot card deck or look up a video on the internet for some advice on what you should do next. But ultimately, you know yourself better than anybody out there. So you can give yourself the best insight on what it is that you really need. It's also important to practice discerning between what your feelings want and what your mind thinks it wants. Because I know a lot of people that will maybe sit with themselves for 2 minutes and be like, my mind says that I want to eat a box of chocolates and watch Mean Girls. Sometimes mine tells me that I need that too, and sometimes it genuinely is what you need. But if your mind is telling you that you need that every single moment of the day, or you find yourself doing the same behaviors every time that you feel anger, that might be something to look at and see that, ooh, maybe that's a pattern and that's not actually genuinely what I need and I'm looking for and is best for me. But what would happen if instead of running away every time you got angry, that you actually just sat with that anger and you listened to it and you felt compassion for it and letting that feeling guide and suggest what you need rather than your mind reacting to the feeling and your mind telling you what it actually wants because it doesn't want to feel that thing. This is one of the building blocks of emotional intelligence, and as some of you know, I am a certified emotional intelligence assessor. And this is a very huge tool for creative people, and I will talk about it a lot on this channel. But the very beginning of understanding how to use your emotions to guide your actions and have a healthy relationship with them and have a healthy relationship with yourself is to just understand and recognize what those feelings are. Because it's a big opportunity to make some new connections that you may have never seen before if you were moving through life too quickly, as I do sometimes. See what that slowing down of your life and that slowing down of your mind gives to you, and see if that informs you on what is actually next for you, what is best for you, what it is that you really need, and what it is that you really want. So there we go, full circle from the top. It drop. Couldn't help myself. In summary, I feel like I'm a teacher right now. In summary, what did we all learn today? We learned that if we need to get clear on what we want and what's next for us, we need to practice what? Listening to our emotions. We need to go to Disneyland with our girlfriend. We need to go to Ojai, California. That's it for today. I won't keep you here anymore because guess what? You've got a life to live, and I bet you're just dying to sit with yourself in meditation and let all your feelings come up for the very first time. Good luck. I really hope you're all in therapy. On another note, I am eager to start making more videos about the creative process in addition to these monthly check-ins. So if there's any topics that you would like me to dive in deeper, please let me know. Leave a comment on the video below or hit me up on social media. My handle is at the Hannah Bowers. Until next time, you know what to do. Take care of yourselves and peace out.
Ducks always sort of remind me of like if a little boat grew legs. You know?
I love that.